If you're a copywriter that's landed a 5K client and then spiraled into a $500 a month after, this video is going to explain exactly why some success is destroying your business faster than if you never worked with a client at all. This is what I mean. So I call this the some success trap. And what it really is a death spiral. And I'll explain to you soon exactly what that means because of 3 different things that happen. But firstly, we need to look at what the success income pattern looks like. And if you're on the cash flow chaos right now, then this is what you're experiencing. You're having some good months and then it's backing off into low months. And then you have a good month again and then maybe another good month, but the repeatability and the consistency isn't there. So what's happening is that you are riding that roller coaster of good months and then bad months, and there's the frustration that comes with it, there's the disheartenment that comes with it, and there's the confusion and that real deep frustration of going, what the fuck am I doing here? And what is actually going wrong? And because you've had some success, there's so many different variables at play that you're like what actually is it? And that's where the confusion comes in and the paralysis comes in. So what is actually happening is that you don't know what's going to come next or why it's going to come. Okay? You don't have certainty in your approach of if I do X, I know that the outcome is going to be Y. So right now, this is a sort of luck for yourself. It's not repeatable. But why it's so deadly is that you're getting that success, and because you don't know why, you can't replicate it. So what you've done now is that you've proven that you're damn good at writing copy and that you can get clients. But you're trying to answer the question, why are some months better than others? I was stuck in this some success trap for 5 years, between the 3rd and the 8th year of my copywriting career. And the reason that I got stuck there is because I focused on one revenue source. I got lucky 3 years in. I paid my way into a business mastermind because I was like, I don't actually understand any of this business stuff. I'm really good at writing copy, but I need to build an actual business. And I went in with that intent. But then what happened is that all of the other business owners in that community, they needed copywriting support. And guess who was an expert copywriter inside of that community? So clients came easy to me. These other business owners are like, hey, can we get you to optimize our sales funnel because it's got a leak at the moment and it's not operating the way that it needs to be. Hey, we're running these emails, which is selling all of our offers, but they're not getting opened or clicked or converting as well as we want them to. Can you help? And I'm like, yes, I can. So for years, I supported people inside of that business mastermind until the business mastermind failed to exist. And then I was back at square one and I'm like, holy hell, I've had some success, but none of this is repeatable or replicable. So then I started marketing again, but I didn't have systems in place. So like you, I'd have some good months and get clients, but then the clients wouldn't refer because they didn't have anyone in their network. I didn't have any content marketing in place. I didn't have any relationships formed. I didn't have an audience of people who I had their attention and I was positioned as the expert in their mind, and I didn't have systems built out that took that attention and segregated them into the people who are like, hey, I really like what you're doing. Can I get more information about this? And then they become my owned audience. And then I can segregate those people from the just want more information into the, hey, I'm interested in working with you. I didn't have that in place. So there was no predictability, there was no consistency, there was no repeatability. And I was in this death spiral of I'm having good months, now I've got no income for a month, and I'm having good months and it's continuing on. Okay? So the industry reality check that we need to go through in order to understand this is that the average freelance copywriter is only going to stay in the industry for 1 to 2 years. And the reason for that is they get into this some success trap. They experience it and then they get disheartened and they get frustrated because they don't know how to get out of it. And the reason is they're trying to solve a business problem by thinking that they need better copywriting skills. And that is solving the wrong problem. Okay? So the most common challenges that we face when we're at this level is that we're trying to find clients, we're trying to negotiate rates and being price shopped around. We're trying to also manage our workload because we're delivering for clients, which is taking up a lot of time, but then we also need to market and sell. So we're adding more onto our workload which is either decreasing the quality of the copy that we're writing because we're so stressed and rushed at trying to do it and we're focused on something else, or it decreases our marketing and our sales systems because we're not giving them the time and attention that they need in order to be built and optimized to work for us. Okay? So some people give up after a couple of months and others just stay there because they're convicted and they have the confidence and they're like, I'm going to figure this out, but they never do. And then they get to the point where there's that reality check of, okay, I need to do something different. Am I going to change my approach or am I going to change my occupation? And they choose to change their occupation because that one has less pain associated with it. Okay? So the industry advice that we're given, and this is what we've all fallen for, is the 6-figure copywriting hype. This is an incredibly valuable skill. It's one of the most valuable skills that a human can learn, is writing copy, because of the value that it creates for businesses when it comes to their revenue and their profit margins. Okay? But so many people will tell you that it's so easy to do that, but it's not. And the reasons are, there are more than 2.2 million copywriters in the world right now. The supply has gone up, the demand hasn't. And because of the way that all of these copywriters are positioning themselves, they're all competing in the same market. So clients view them the same. And they go, okay, if this person's charging 5K for this, but this person's charging 2, and they're giving me the exact same thing, well, I'm going to take the 2K option because it's going to help me the same as the 5K will. And that is a framing that is really hard to get clients out of when you have the wrong positioning. Okay? So the question that you need to answer is, why do some successful people quit after they've had multiple failures? Because they get disheartened, because they get frustrated, and because they don't know the actual solution to getting out of it. Where the solution is very simple, it's just that nobody has told you this or taught you this before. Okay? So this is why I actually believe that having no success is an easier problem to solve than having some success. Okay? Because when you aren't seeing any success, you know what the problem is. I can't get leads right now, so I'm going to go and get some leads. I can't get clients right now, so I'm going to work on converting my leads across to clients. Okay? My copy isn't good enough, so I'm going to develop copy. There's no confusion about what's broken because nothing is working yet. So you need to look at it systematically and say, this is my first step, this is the problem that I'm going to solve, and then you can go on from there. It's crystal clear, there's certainty involved in it, and it's very, very simple. But when you've had the 5K month and the $500 month and the 3K month and the $800 month, the problem becomes invisible because you're like, well, something that I'm doing is working, but what is it? And because you've never tracked anything and because you haven't built out systems, you don't know. So now there's so many different things in place and you're also delivering for clients that you go, holy shit, what is it that I actually need to do here? What do I need to solve and what do I need to put in place? Okay? So the psychology behind this is that zero success creates clarity. Okay? Some success creates confusion because there's more balls up in the air. You are spinning more plates at one time and you don't know what it is that you need to focus on. So these are the 3 types of some success death traps that create this death spiral that I'm talking about. The first one is the attribution mystery. This is where you don't know what you're doing that's actually working. Because you are trying so many different things and some of them are working, you then try and double down on it, but then it doesn't seem to work and you go, okay, well, something that I'm doing is wrong. So you change to something else. So this is where you might get a few clients from the content that you're posting, but then the content doesn't seem to work anymore. So you go to cold outreach or warm outreach and hey, that gets me a couple of clients, but that's not consistent because I don't actually know what I'm doing and I got lucky. And then some clients refer and some come from your network and you're looking at it and going, okay, well, I only have limited time and resources. Which of these should I double down on? But because you've seen some success and then no success, you can't pick which one is actually the best for you. And you tend to go with the one that you want to do, but then is that repeatable and consistent and actually the best one for your market and your skill set? Well, you don't know. And you don't actually know how to build out the systems for content, for cold outreach, for warm outreach, so that you can compound the results with time. The second is that when you are in the some success trap, you're also in a volume prison. And this all comes down to your pricing. Because what happens is, let's say that you charge $3K a project, which many copywriters look at and go, I think that's fucking fantastic. Okay, I'm really happy with that. And we get that initial dopamine hit because we get clients that way. But then what happens is that we experience that some success and we might sign 3 clients in a month and go, holy crap, I just made 9K. But then you go, hang on a sec. If I want to do this every month, I need 3 clients every month, which means I need 36 clients a year, which means that, let's say I just have I close 1 in 3. That means I need, 108 leads a year. But then I'm going to be working on 3 new projects every single month. So all of my time and attention is going to go there. And some of them are going to be longer than a month. So that client's going to come across. How the hell am I going to spend time actually generating the leads that I need to and making those sales, because I'm spending so much time writing copy? And you go, okay, I need to increase my prices, which then comes into the third trap, because you haven't positioned yourself right. You go, okay, instead of 3K, I'm going to charge 6K, but then clients go, well, why are you now charging 6K when I can get it for cheaper over here? What's the difference? And then you've got to justify yourself and explain yourself, and because you're not framing it correctly, you're focused on the deliverable that you are creating and not the value that you're creating. The client doesn't see the value that's actually in it for them, and now they're price shopping and they're comparing you with everybody else, and you go, holy hell, what can I do? I know I need to increase my prices or I need to change something, but nothing is working. What is the answer? Okay, that is a very painful place to be in, because there's essentially those 3 different problems of, I don't know what's working, I can't increase my prices, and I can't take on more clients at the current price because I am swamped as it is. It's hell. Like, that is the definition of copywriting hell to me. So the alternative, the thing that you need to do is just build simple systems. That's it. Simple systems that make things repeatable and make them consistent. The first one is a simple, proven system that gets attention, that generates leads, and then that segregates prospects so that you know where they are on the stages of awareness and their buying intent. Okay? Are they just consuming content? Have they taken a micro action to say, I'm interested in what you do? And then have they taken a micro action to say, I'm interested in actually working with you? I call this a marketing OS for conversion architects that has everything in place to get attention, turn that attention into an audience that you own, which are people who have said, I'm interested in what you do, and then having a simple conversion mechanism on the back end of it that segregates those people from the I'm interested in what you do to those who have buying intent and are going to have the conversation about I'm interested in working with you. So what this looks like is that on the front end, we use organic content and one-on-one DMs to generate our attention. The reason we don't do paid ads is because you need the capital behind it and a lot of testing to get it right. And you also need the skill set when it comes to analyzing data and knowing what to optimize. And I'm not a fan of one-to-many outreach because of the volume game that's involved. We can control the content that we put out so that it's specific for our ideal client. It magnetizes them, it resonates with them, and it polarizes them to take action. And we can control the people who we have conversations with in a one-on-one capacity based on who we resonate with and if they're in our audience and engaging with our content. So we can control that. It's a lot more repeatable. It's a lot more consistent. Okay. The second part of this is a very simple 2-step funnel that promotes a lead magnet that you've created for your ideal client that solves one of their core problems and shows them one simple solution to get them from problem aware to solution aware and to get them into your own audience. When people opt in, these are the people who said, hey, I'm interested in what you have to offer. Okay. I use ConvertKit for this because it's very simple to create a landing page that gets name and email, and then you can also send your emails from this and create sequences. Okay? So once someone is on your email list, there are 4 core email pillars that you will send that segregate your leads depending on which emails they open, which emails they'll click, segregates them into the I really like this information and the I'm interested in working with you. So you can then market to the I'm interested in this information and I really like it. Okay, how can we get those people to move into the I'm interested in working with you? And you can then have specific conversations with the people who have said, I'm interested in working with you and get them to be clients. And the other cool thing is that you can analyze everything each week so that you see what's working, what's getting attention, and you can then double down on it. Okay? The second system is what I call pricing OS. This is a shift in how you think about pricing what it is that you do. So many copywriters price based on the deliverable. This is what I'm creating. Okay? That's commodity. The conversion architects go, this is what I'm pricing because this is the value that my work is creating for you. The systems that I'm building, the copy that I'm writing is going to generate an extra X amount of additional income for you every month or every year. So therefore my rate is this. Okay? That framing there, the client is thinking about what's in it for them, not here's a copy asset or a deliverable. So the way that I structure this, the exact system, is I start with the client's goal. Okay? And they look at it and they say, hey, we want to do an extra 20K a month from our sales funnel. And I go, okay, cool. Well, what are your current stats? Okay? And they'll send those through. Here's how much traffic we're driving to the page. Here's the conversion rate of the page. And that's giving us 30K a month. And the current page is converting at 5%. I go, okay, cool. Well, that means that if we bump that up just 4% and we get a 9% conversion rate, you're going to get an extra 25K a month, no extra traffic driven to it. Okay? That gets the client framed in the value that's being created. You then highlight the problems that you see with their current sales ecosystem, the traffic that they're driving to it, and the conversion mechanism on the sales page. You then show them the simple solutions to fix. The headline's currently doing this, we need it to do this. The structure of the page is all wrong, it's missing this, this, and this, and if we include these, we can expect this bump in conversion rate. Okay? I then show them my deliverables. Okay? These are all the things that I'm going to do for you, and then I give them 3 different prices that are based on this additional income that is going to be generated for them, and it varies on the risk that they take on. So it gives them an option of how much upfront risk do I want to take as the client. A low risk would be a low upfront with a higher percentage of sales over a specific time period. Some risk, like middle tier, would be a higher upfront and a lower percentage of sales over a specific time period. And then the most risk to the client is just an upfront fee. So this gives the client some price anchoring and also a choice. Do they want to take less of a hit up front, but then more of a hit if and when it converts better? Or do they want to just rip the band-aid off, pay it up front, and then keep everything on the back end? Okay? That is how a conversion architect prices. And it gets you out of that trap of needing multiple clients every month, because now you can take one client a month and you can do a ton of work for them, and you can make a great income on the back of it because you're doing the same work essentially. You've just positioned yourself differently and you are now pricing differently to everybody else, but it's in a way that the clients can see, and it's very simple and straightforward to them. Okay? The third is what I call positioning OS. So this is about how clients perceive you, because right now they might see you as just another copywriter. You want them to see you as a revenue generating systems builder or a conversion architect, someone who comes in and solves problems and creates additional revenue. Okay? So the 3 layers to this is, the first is that you do extensive market research on your ideal client. The key here is to understand their psychographics and to understand their belief systems that they currently have, the new belief system that they need to have, and how you can bridge the gap between the two, because that is what great marketing does. It's what great copy does. Aligns with the current belief, creates a new belief, and then bridges the gap so that the person reading it has this new belief. I use AI to help me here. I use Claude. I have a specific prompt, and it is incredible at getting granular and specific so that you can then use that in your marketing to resonate with, to magnetize, and to polarize your ideal clients, which then strengthens your position because they see you as their best option. You become front and top of mind to them at one specific thing for them. Okay? The second is completing what I call an XY axis. So it's a simple graph, okay? Just like a plus sign on the screen, and you put things that make you different. Okay? So mine is that on one axis I have simplicity, on another axis I have complexity. On one axis I have specificity, and on the other axis I have broad. So what I want to do, how I want to be positioned, is right up here in the top, where things are incredibly simple and they're also incredibly specific. Okay, that's the position that I want to hold, so that when my ideal clients see me, they go, holy hell, this is so simple. He's broken this down and explained it in such beautiful, straightforward terms that I understand it. But it's also so freaking specific that I know exactly what I need to do and how to go about it. Okay, because that's something that my clients value. They value simplicity and things being very straightforward, and they value specificity. They want to go deep and not wide in things. So that's the position that I created for myself, and that's what you can do when you complete the XY axis activity. And then the final one is creating your belief statement. This is 3-tiered. It's your thesis, it is then your system, and then it is your mechanism. So an example here is that my thesis is that I believe that the copywriters that succeed and thrive in the future are the ones that make the shift from copywriter to conversion architect. Okay, that's the thesis. The three principles are that in order for copywriters to successfully do that, they need to nail their positioning to be different from everybody else. They need to build simple lead gen marketing and sales systems to attract their ideal clients to them. And then they need to price based on value created, not the deliverable. And in order for them to do that, what they need is a conversion architect operating system. Plug and play, proven systems that work, that they can just use, implement, and apply to make the shift to conversion architect, to generate their ideal clients to them, to sell them, and to generate 8K plus per project. Simple. So that is then the next step that you do and you walk through. And then once you've done that, you just go and update your titles, your bios, and your content so that it all screams your new positioning, because then when people start to see it, they start to see you in a different light and they segment you in a different category and they go, this person is not just another copywriter, this person is an expert and authority, and they get me and my problems and they know my solutions. When they're at a point where they're ready to act, they're going to come to you. Okay? And the final part is that you just compound all the growth. So you analyze your systems to see where your problem is. If you need more leads, then you have a lead gen problem. Go and solve that. If you need more clients, you've got a sales problem. Go and solve that. If you need better quality clients, you've got a positioning problem. Go and solve that. And if you need clients to say yes to better prices, you've got a pricing problem, so you go and solve that. Once you've solved it, you then just optimize the system to solve your problem and to get better results for it. So this isn't about being a better copywriter or having better copywriting skills. It's about building better systems. Okay? So if you want to know exactly where you stand in this shift from random success and commodity copywriter to systematic success and conversion architect, I've created a free assessment that's going to show you if you are a commodity copywriter, a transitioning architect, an emerging architect, or an actual conversion architect. It takes less than a minute to do. Okay, I've linked it in the description for you. And the best thing is that at the end of it, you're going to get a detailed report based on which of those 4 phases you're at. And it's going to highlight and show you these are the current problems that you have. Here are the simple solutions for them. And this is how you can go and apply them. Okay, so take the assessment now. The link is in the description, and find out where you are on this shift so that you can solve those problems and fast track your progress to becoming a conversion architect. Okay? So if you've recognized from this video that you're in the some success trap or you're a commodity copywriter and you don't want to find yourself there anymore, you're in luck. Okay? What you need to understand, you don't have a copywriting skills problem. Some of the most successful copywriters I know are just good copywriters. But what they've done and what they are phenomenal business people. And they've built incredible business systems for themselves, which have allowed them to see the success that they've had. Okay? So, step 1, go and do the assessment. Okay? Once you've done it, if you want to dive deeper, I have a free marketing audit tool as well. Okay? It's also linked in the description. You can go and take that, and it's going to show you exactly why your current client acquisition and marketing and lead gen and sales isn't working, and it's inconsistent for you. Okay? There's 5 simple questions on it, and you're going to get an output with specific solutions based on your results. Okay? So it also takes less than a minute. And as I said, you're going to get an output in a report that's going to show you, here's what's causing your problem and here's what you can do to solve it. Okay, the link for that is in the description as well. But start with the assessment first to understand exactly where you are, because then you can have some clarity and some certainty and go, okay, this is where I am. I now know the path forward and what I need to do. So thank you very much for joining me here on this video. If you found value from it, please like it, subscribe to the channel, because every single video is hyper specific for copywriters that want to make the shift to become 10K plus per project conversion architects. Thank you for joining me here. I'll see you on the next video.